Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. We are officially living in the True Man and True Woman show. And the movie They Live. I came here to kick ace and chew bubblegum. And you heard me? Wow, y'all. It has been a battle to try to come on here. So today is the 7th of September, 2023. I did not want to make this. I'm just wiped out from battling nonstop, basically. But the Lord is telling me to come on and let y'all know today is yet again, you guessed it, another satanic holiday, a ritual day. And this is, I think it's their worst one, or one of the, in the top two, okay? So heads up. They're going to be doing lots of evil. Keep your children and your pets close. It is called the marriage to the beast. That's right, the marriage to the beast. Sorry about my hair, y'all. I'm trying to stay off camera. Girls on film. Girls on, curls on film. That's funny. Thank you, Lord. All right, yeah. So anyway, that's going on. So we got that going for us. Yes, it's called Marriage to the Beast. And last year on this day, September 7th, 2022, the Queen of the Sleestack, Queen Elizabeth, died. Okay, so obviously she was a sacrifice. So I am wondering, I have not got confirmation from Father yet, but this has been put in my spirit. Could this be the revealing of the you know what? The one that mocks and hates Yeshua, Jesus. You know, the false Christ. Maybe. So we'll see which reptilian goes down tonight. Anyway, everybody Wang Chung tonight. So I've got a lot to tell y'all and a short time to get there. We're going to do what they say can be done. Eastbound and down, load them up and truck it. Okay, that just popped into my head too. That was Smokey and the Bandit. Get it out! Eastbound and down. So I believe something's about to take place on the East Coast. Heads up on that. I don't know what yet. I do know that there's some more hurricanes that are in the, I think they're in the Pacific Ocean, which would be the East Coast. And they're ramping up. And guess what? One of them's name is Lee. Nah. It can't be Lee. Nah. You can't make this stuff up. It's like everything in our lives, if you're truly chosen by the Most High, is part of us. It's like a story about us, y'all. It's amazing. So anyway, yeah, there's some slurricane called Hurricane Lee. And I said, nah, it can't be. All right, so that's enough joking. So let me get on with the show. On with the show. This is it. Let's see. Y'all like this shirt? It's used, but it's an old one. And that's supposed to be Rowdy Roddy Piper in the movie They Live. If you haven't watched it and you are targeted, which actually means you're chosen by the Most High, you won't sell out to the satanic system. You're not a liar, a murderer, a thief, a coward, and all the other abominations that the seed of the serpent do. You know, we're called targeted, but it's a persecution. It's actually a blessing that we're chosen by the Most High God to go through this fiery trial. Yeshua, Jesus said, if they hated me, they will hate you also. So we're in good company. And they are in the same company as the Nazis and the Roman soldiers that persecuted our Lord and Savior. So, way to go, gang stalkers. Way to go. Anyway, so, but I'm going to focus on the Most High God and what He's showing me. I just wanted to give you all a heads up that it actually is a high honor if you have been called out of this satanic system and you're targeted. Okay? It's a high honor. So we need to rejoice and thank Father and thank Him that He didn't allow us to die in our sins, and He woke us up and pulled us out of the darkness and into the light. And what a mighty, marvelous light that is, isn't it, y'all? It's amazing. He's just amazing. He does things every day there's something amazing that I get to witness. It's such a blessing, y'all. So I've been being attacked in my finances, and I believe this is implementing the, you know what, which I can't even sing the Bon Jovi song about the in the dark and you're to blame. Yeah, they gave me a strike for that. Said it was medical information. Strike! You're out! So, but y'all get it. So they're going to be doing that again with the lockdowns. There's going to be more blackouts. And Father said pretty soon the blackouts, they won't come back on. The lights will not come back on. Last week I went through the hurricane. Honestly, I can't even remember the name of it now. Why don't you just tell me the name of it? It was, oh, that's what it was. It was something weird. Adila, something like that. But it's basically the Lord is saying he's destroying the false idols. So it was supposed to hit us and it missed us. And Father said, I've spared that city because you're there. The Holy Spirit cannot be on this earth when all his hell breaks loose. So y'all need to realize that yes, we are going through the trib, the first part, which we're in. I believe we've been in it, okay? But we're not appointed. If you're a true believer in Yeshua, Jesus Christ, you are not appointed to wrath. We go up. We train in the island, which is, I believe it's a spiritual island. It could be in the physical now. I don't know for sure, but I believe it's in the spiritual realm, in another dimension. And then we come back down when all Hillel is completely unleashed. The fallen are all over the place, neighbor against neighbor. There's cannibalism. There's no food, all kinds of pestilence. And don't forget, if that's not enough, you got the locust and tormenting people for 5 months. Unless you believe in Yeshua, then you're covered. You don't have any, you won't have any of that. And then the giants are going to be eating people. Yeah, that's fun times. That's what you Satanists are about to get to witness for selling out to Satan. You're already not free, yo. You heard me? You're not free. You have to continue to do evil and do more sacrifices, and your life is not your own. That's what Satan gives his people. Fear, hate. He rules with fear, hate, jealousy, all these lower level vibes. And our Father rules with love, joy, peace, faith that passes all understanding, courageousness. People that sold out to the system, they're cowards. They're pansies. Pansies. Anyway, so let me get back to what Father's saying, because I really didn't even want to go into that. Get it out again. So, and then I have something positive to share with y'all as well. So, could this be the unleashing of the anti, you know what, starts with a C, starting tomorrow, which would be the day after the marriage to the beast? I don't know. The burning the burning man, no ma'am. The Burning Man thing that I'm sure y'all have heard of it by now. That is so obvious. There was some old movie, and I can't remember what it was, but it was really creepy. I saw it a long time ago. Oh, I know what it was called, The Wicker Man or something like that. And they had like this idol that they built of this man, and it was made out of, I don't know if it was wood. I'm assuming it was wicker, but wicker is a type of wood, I guess. And they put a man in there as a sacrifice, and they burned him to death, and they were all gathered around chanting like hippie people, like, you know, peace and love. We come in peace and love, but really they were roasting this poor guy that was locked in there. That's what the Burning Man reminded me of when I first heard about it like 10 years ago. I knew somebody that went to that thing, not this time, but again, like 10 or 11 years ago. And his name, in New Orleans, his name was Wolf. Yeah, you tell me. He used to basically track me around all the time. And hold on a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I got something going on over here. trying to, I'm crawling on my knees under under the laptop because y'all don't want to see me today now. It's been one rough day, but anyway, I'm getting through it. All praise to the Most High. And yes, I'm wearing red. It's the one red shirt I wear because that's, part of the targeting colors, but I wear it to laugh in their faces. If I'm really being attacked, I'll put it on. And it says, make stalking illegal again. It's old now. I've had this thing like 5 years, but anyway. And that doesn't seem old, but when you have everything stolen time and time again, or you have to leave stuff behind because you're on foot, and you manage to have one shirt for that long, it's pretty cool. So I know the Lord has allowed me to keep this because it's in their face. Oh, snap. So let me get to what Father's showing me. So the marriage to the beast is today through tomorrow, so I'm sure they'll be doing satanic rituals and sacrifices tonight, especially during high watch, which would be midnight till 4 in the morning when the veil is the thinnest. So if y'all can get up and pray against their evil, okay, say prayers to protect and cover the Most High God's elect and all of those that are believers in Yeshua, that would be great. If y'all could get up and do that. Anywhere between midnight and 4 in the morning is like the main time when the veil is the thinnest. And Father showed me something really at 3:30 goes down. So a lot of us get attacked then. So that's a heads up why that's happening. They're sending demons and fallen angels to the end time saints. So be aware of that. So if you can get up and do warfare at that time, yeah, that would be great. So anyway, let's see I've got a lot of things to talk about. So I've been being attacked in my finances. As y'all know, I was having to move last week. And then I said, well, I could maybe do one more week. And 2 people came through and helped me. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. You don't even know how much I appreciate it. So I did another week. And then I went to pay and I could not use my debit card. I could not get the money out. So I thought, well, I'll just see if I can transfer it online. And it would not allow me to access my account. I'm not going to go into all the details because it's kind of personal. But that happened on Friday, interestingly enough, during the 3-day weekend of Labor Day, when I told y'all I was shown 2 if by land, 3 if by sea. I saw an ocean liner like thing. It's like I called it an aircraft carrier, but instead it had tanks on it that came out of the water, and they were firing at boats with just, everyday Joes and Joannes on them, blowing people up. And these invasion by land and sea, and the tanks were rolling on to the beaches. And I've made multiple videos about several dreams and words of knowledge that I've gotten about this exact thing over the last 3 to 4 years. And I know the main dream that really sticks out is that one that I was telling, that I just said. I'm not going to go into all of it. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes if I can. But the main dream that I had, I was actually in Key West when I had it. And I want to say it was in 2021 in July. So if y'all could go back, because I have a picture of what I saw, basically what I could find online to the best in the thumbnail of this aircraft carrier looking thing, but it had a tank on it. I believe that's about to take place. Okay, I know the 15th through the 17th is Feast of Trumpets, blow the trumpet, right? Rosh Hashanah. So that's another heads up. Then I know a lot of people have a high watch for the 22nd and 23rd. I was told something that had to do with my finances, which I can't disclose because it's personal, that the cutoff date was the 22nd of September. So that gave me a heads up on that. let's see. But getting back to what they did, so I couldn't have access to get any cash out or get into my account at all. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, because Monday was Labor Day. So Tuesday, I tried it again. It did not work. I walked all the way to the bank because buses do not stop for me. I'm going to say they do, but I'll have to wait sometimes 2 hours, even though they're supposed to come every 20 minutes. Yes, that's true. So I just walked. And I got there right after they opened. And of course, they delayed me. It's called a delay the target trick. I'm used to it. It didn't affect me at all. I was in a great mood. I never allowed it, because what these criminals and what these lower level demonically possessed people that sold out to Satan, seed of the serpent now, what they want to do is get you down with them. They want to drag your energy down. So don't let them, no matter what. What helped me this time, instead of getting aggravated, because this was serious. It's like, okay, I'm about to be homeless again. Is that it's not just like, oh, well, I can't go buy a new outfit, or, oh, well, I have to just eat some food that I already have. This is like, if I don't get it out, I will be homeless on the street again, and I'm more easily harassed. Plus, it's pretty hot out. It's like 98 degrees still, and it's September. Anyway, long story short, they could not help me there. Oh, let me rewind. Okay, so before I decided to go to the bank, why don't you just tell me? I'm going to tell you just a few things, but not all of the details. I called first, thinking it was just something simple, and they said that my debit card had been blocked because of suspicious activity. And I'm like, what's suspicious? I haven't done anything except the normal transaction that I do. Well, we don't know. Basically, that's what they said. We don't know. You'll have to go in. But before I finally got a hold of someone that actually spoke with me, I was first transferred to Hot Girls. That's right. I dialed and it was the right number. I double checked it because they hack into my phone and they'll change numbers when I dial it. This is another phone that I just got to replace the one that was stolen, more than likely by the person that stayed with me for 2 weeks, pretending she was one of the 144. Very, very sad and disappointing, but it was for my good, because Father had warned me to stay by myself, that the 144,000 were called to be by herself. We're a strange and peculiar people, Scripture says, and I disobeyed. So there you go. So they've already hacked into this phone. So the first time I called, I actually laughed. It was kind of funny. It said, "You've reached Hot Girls," or something. I'm like, oh, no, not that. Hung up. Call back again. I waited about an hour. Call back again. This time I get, if you need medical help right away, press the. And then the third time I called, I get something about insurance. Like, when you die, do you have your insurance? I'm like, give me a break. I just laughed. Fourth time, because I don't give up, y'all. Fourth time, I finally got through. She asked my name, and before I could give any other information, because normally when you call a bank, they ask for your name, which is normal. Then they ask for your bank account number or your social, which is normal, right? She only asked for my name. As soon as I said my name, she says, "I'm sorry, I won't be able to help you at this time," and hung up on me. So I realized, okay, I've probably been rerouted. That is not normal. So I'm just going to walk up there. While I'm getting ready, I call again, and then I get a guy named Michael. Yep. They love to use that name with me, Archangel Michael, right? And he proceeds to get all my information and then say that I've been locked out of my account for suspicious activity. And the only way to unfreeze it is to go in. So I marched my way down there. I'm giving you all the details because this took half the day. And this is things that Satan will do to lower our energy and get us mad. And it did not work. I stayed in a good mood. I don't know how I did it other than the Most High God. I praised him. I laughed. I sang. I was singing worship songs. That really helps. Try to do that, y'all. It helps a lot. And then I walked down there, and the exercise also helped me. And I was grateful that it wasn't super hot when I walked there. On the way back it was, but not the way there. So that was cool. But so the whole point is they had froze it. They can't have y'all ever heard of this? They can't unlock it. They have to issue me a new one. This is all just to delay me from getting finances, right? And they have to issue a new one. And to have it sent, you guessed it, you have to have an address. Well, if you don't know where you're living from week to week, how are you going to get it? So I'm still dealing with that. Praise the Lord, I have the P-A-L or P-A-Y. Can't even spell today, y'all. I'm worn out. I got 4 hours of sleep, so I'm grateful for that. But anyway, P-A-Y, an old pal, that, which I'm going to put in the description if y'all feel guided to help a homie out. Can y'all spare some change for an old buccaneer? Because at least I can use that. So I'm grateful that I have that. So Father is providing. I haven't had to sleep outside yet, so I'm grateful again for that. So that all went down. And then the following day, so that was on Tuesday, then Wednesday, some more attacks with my finances, which was even worse, which I'm not even going to get into because it'll take too long. And it has to do with my one remaining family member that is yet again at it again. That's all I'm going to say about that, because our enemies are of our own household. I'm grateful that he's not my bloodline. And it's very sad because I do love him and I pray for him. And I pray for his other ones that are part of it. But anyway, yeah. Same old, same old. And they're rich too. They're rich. But they have to continue to steal my little piddly amount. So it's just really sad. But our kingdom is in heaven. You know, we have mansions in heaven, and I've told y'all before, I've told the Lord, I don't even want a mansion. I don't need a mansion. What would I do with it? All I need is a shack in the back, clickety-clack. And I told Father, I'll sleep outside forever. If I'm in heaven, I won't care if I'm homeless there, because nobody's going to try to rob me or rape me or steal, harass and keep me from sleep. And I could sleep peacefully in the grass with the lions and the lambs and my Chewy and my beignet. But Father said, no, you have a mansion here waiting in heaven. And he showed it to me before, y'all. So it's amazing. But, our world is fleeting here. So those that sold out, man, they're going to regret it. But it's going to be not just for 100 years, if they live 100 years. It's going to be for all eternity, where there'll be wailing and gnashing of teeth in the pit. And they're mad right now. They're outside slamming trash cans. And that's even funny. I have something to show y'all at the end that is going to lift y'all's spirits. It's a really cool sign. I took it as a great sign. I know Sis Karen, Sarah Fourth Calling, that went home to be with the Lord a year and a half ago. Wow, she's been gone a year and a half almost. June, July, a year and 3 months. Anyway, she would love this too, because she had a story like this. So this is really cool, what I'm going to share with y'all. I got a picture of it. I actually was able to get a picture on my phone. It's a Christmas miracle in September. Okay, so all the attacks with the finances started on Friday, and they're still continuing for me. So that's another red alert. They've already banned me from selling on eBay. That happened about 4 or 5 months ago, at the beginning of the year, I think, maybe around February or March. And a lot of other attacks with it, including my entire inheritance being stolen. This makes 3 times now. 3 times. And that was the last one. I don't have anyone else. So yeah, that's some of the attacks they've done. Satan is attacking in every area. But I'm overcoming by the blood of the cross. What Yeshua did for us on the cross. So, let's see. Also, on the 5th, so 2 days ago, I saw a short clip. I don't watch a lot of videos, but it was like a 2-minute clip of Greece. In Greece, they had the worst storm in the country's history, not in 50 years, in the history of flooding. And it was 2 weeks after a major fire. The storm was named Daniel. Why is this significant? Well, I'll tell you why. Because I just came on and told y'all, I think it might have been the last video. And I talk about a bunch of different things, so it's somewhere in one of the last 2 videos, that in Greek mythology, these things that happen in Greek mythology that they're saying are myths are actually real. The giants are going to be unearthed. The Hydra is what is actually in the, you know what? Look on the screen if you're just listening to me. The thing, the drill in the arm. My Sharona. That's what I call it. That's the code name, okay? Code blue, code blue. Oh, wow, I just noticed. It's blue. Wow! Live on Jesus TV. Anyway, it's in there. And it's a giant creature that was in the sea and comes out of the sea, and you can't kill it. If you chop up, it had 8 heads, I think. If you chop off one of its heads, it grows back. And that's why some doctors came out, I think it was on BitChute. Somebody sent me the video. I never saw it on YouTube, but I saw it off of BitChute, which I don't do, but like I said, someone sent me the video. I think it was Sis Jeannie. And some doctor it was a woman doctor, had found these blood clots were not just clots. They were looked like little creatures with arms. And I instantly thought, it's Hydra. And then Father showed me the other day, I think it was in the last video, y'all, check it out. It's amazing. The conditioner that I happen to have that I thought I didn't have anymore, it was hidden in my suitcase as I was packing because I was fixing to have to leave. And Father drew my attention to it as I'm making the video. Never noticed it before, and it said Hydra on it. And Father said, all these things are coming to pass. There are giant snakes that are going to be unearthed. When they say there's these serpent mounds, and there's 5 or 6 in America, and there's probably a lot more that we just don't know about. I know one's in Ohio. Oh boy, I think one is in Utah. I don't even know. I'm not going to say all the places, but they're in different areas and they look like a giant snake. That's because that's what it is. The same with the mountains that look like, wow, that looks just like a giant's head or a giant's body. That's what it is. They were frozen. They're going to be unearthed. They're going to come back up out of the earth. They show us this in a lot of the movies, y'all. The Greek mythology is not mythological. It's real. And now I know why I was so obsessed when I was a child reading Greek mythology. And my mom used to make fun of me and say, why don't you read something normal? Because no one else read that as a kid but me, as a child, not a kid. I'm not a goat. And we're going to talk about that too. So I'm probably not going to make the 30 minutes or less mark because I'm already at 28 minutes. But anyway, if y'all can only listen to a little at a time, because I do talk a lot now. Once I get going, because it's hard for me to actually start a video because of all the spiritual attacks and just from moving, and a lot of other wacky things go on daily with me. But so Greek mythology, so again, the worst storm they ever had in Greece happened 2 days ago, and it was flooding, which was 2 weeks after a fire. And Father told me there's going to be fire in the hole. Lots of fire, fervent heat, flash flooding, tornadoes, hurricanes, giant-sized hail, whirlwinds, okay? All this he's going to use to destroy the wicked's camps. But what was interesting is not only is it Greek mythology, but the name of the storm, why don't you just tell me the name of the storm, is Daniel. And what makes that important? Okay, we know the book of Daniel. In the book of Daniel, chapter 10, I'm not going to read it, but y'all can read it. Gabriel, which that's the angel I'm connected with. I'm connected with Michael too. I know a lot of y'all are, but Gabriel is the main one for me. Okay, and then of course Michael. I've seen Michael 3 times, y'all. 3 times. But anyway, Gabriel was delayed 3 weeks. Daniel was praying to Father, to the Most High, but he didn't get an answer for 3 weeks, and he was fasting. He was in sackcloth. He was crying out day and night and wondering why he wasn't being answered. And when Gabriel finally came down, he said that he had been hindered for 3 weeks between heaven, okay, and when you go down from heaven, there is the firmament, okay, and that is where the second heaven, where the demons are, all right, and then is earth. You have to get through the firmament where all Satan's demons and fallen angels are, and so it's just one ark trying to get through with, I don't know how many thousands of fallen and demons against one ark, which was Gabriel. And they didn't take him out or anything, but they just delayed him. Okay, that's all Satan can do. If you're one of God's elect, all he can do is delay. He cannot steal our blessings, okay, unless we disobey and we give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. What I got to give it to your mama. What I got to give it to your papa. I'm sorry, there's a lot of songs popping in my head today. So, when he finally got through, Father sent Michael, Archmichael, to help him. And then both of them went through the darkness, and Gabriel was able to give Daniel the message, okay? And he said the prince of Persia had delayed him. The king of Persia. No, the prince of king of Persia. Something like that. And like I said, I'm not going to read the scripture right now. I have some other scriptures I need to read, or this will be too long. Okay. During the storm in Greece 2 days ago, it had 7,000 lightning bolts. 7,000. That's also significant, okay? And today's the 7th. So the Feast of Trumpets is going to be the 15th through the 17th. Also, a green comet is going to be coming past the earth on the same time frame. Okay, that is another red flag. Then the September 25th through the 27th is the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur. Okay, so these are all high watches. The fact that the name of it, in the storm, the worst storm in Greek history 2 days ago, was named Daniel, and that refers to Gabriel, who was delayed 3 weeks, okay? So the 3 weeks, the 3 days of darkness, I believe that this is all about to roll forth, okay? Let's see what else. Oh, I didn't get the video. I didn't put it on my phone. I want to show y'all this. I'll come back on and show y'all this. But Burning Man is a huge ritual, okay? And I know some of y'all probably seen videos about it. I've seen the titles of them, but what I'm sharing with you is the one person that I knew that went to one of these things years ago. His name was Wolf, okay? I have never known his real name, and I knew him for like probably 12, 13 years in New Orleans, of course, and he went. And I know he was into witchcraft and Satanism. I know he was. And he did a very creepy thing on the bus one time, which this is interesting because it ties in with the seed of the serpent. There was a little inchworm on the bus, and he goes, "Oh, look, Lena, a little inchworm." And he picked it up, and I went, "Oh," like that. Because it was cute. It wasn't like a creepy, scary bug. And then he threw it back down, and he squished it with his boot. It wasn't just any boot. It was a military boot, okay? This all goes together. The wolf and the worm, where the worm never dies, okay? And there's tons of wolves in sheep's clothing. And then we know that the serpent, what is a serpent? It's a worm-like, right? This is just amazing. But at Burning Man, thank you. I'm going to shout out your name, your screen name or whatever when I go into my emails. I just saw it, and it was amazing. At this Burning Man monstrosity, where they're trapped in there, right? And I think there's 7,300 people trapped in mud, okay? Mud. My name is Mud. Yeah, they're trapped there. That is Father's judgment. they made some sort of a giant metal Pegasus that was flying. It made this horrible, not a donkey, it was like making this screeching noise. And I'll show y'all the video clip when I come on. I wasn't even planning on talking about that. It just popped in my head because of Burning Man. But it was Pegasus. So Satan's minions know what's about to go down, a lot of them, because they're demons. They're fallen angels and demons masquerading as people, because the people have now sold out and they're no longer there. Their vessel is being occupied by demons. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, rulers of darkness, spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay? That's who we're wrestling. Let's see. 7,000 lightning bolts. And I beheld Satan fall as lightning. Lightning strikes. Father told me he's going to strike them down. Then I told y'all maybe about 3 weeks ago to a month ago, I had this horrible dream about the Rock. His real name is Dwayne. Yeah, the Rock. And he was trying to be with me, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean? He didn't succeed. I pushed him off and then I woke up. But I don't have dreams like that a lot. And I'm like, why did I dream about him? 2 days later is when the fire in the hole that they started with the Jews, right? Happened in Lahania, okay? And he lives there. And who does he come on with saying, can y'all donate? But good old Oprah, who Father told me, he gave me 3 names. He gave me Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres, who actually is from New Orleans, funny enough. And if y'all are new to this channel, I lived there for like almost 20 years. And Madonna are all about to be made a spectacle, and then they're going to be destroyed. And so there she is. And her cover is being blown off. She's being exposed. But I just found it interesting that he was in my dream, and then 2 days later there's the fire and he has a house there. So they're begging people that have hardly anything anyway, living paycheck to paycheck, for donations while they have billions. Isn't she like one of the most wealthiest people on the planet, Janet? Well, she's not a person, she's a creature. But yeah, and I'm sure he's not a pauper, right? And there they are. And again, the rock, you would think, like I thought before I was awake a long time ago, it's because he's like rock solid. But no, it's mocking the Most High God. And who is the rock? Yeshua. If you build your house on the rock, it will not fall. If you build your house on the sand, like they did, they built their false idol, the wicker man, the false idol man, the burning man, right? On the sand, and it turned to mud and it washed them away. Thank you, Father. Wow. Yeah. We built our house on the Most High God, the rock, Yeshua. We will not be moved. We will not face these things that they're about to get. And so the burning man was a huge satanic ritual. All right. Anyway, so Father gave me, I'm just going to read like the gist of each of the scriptures, because if not, this will be going on forever. He gave me yesterday these scriptures, Zechariah 8:10. I turn all men, every one, against his neighbor. So all gang stalkers, this means you. All community-based criminals, agents, Agent Smiths, this means you. Look at the person that you're working with right now. You're doing your little clown acts with, or you're following one of God's elect, or you're trying to harass us or make a noise. You know, you got your leaf blower out with your buddy, Jethro and Cletus. Cuckoo! Come on, Cletus! Got the leaf blower out in the rain like an idiot. But I annoyed the woman. I burned my fingers off, though. Oh, snap. Anyway. Your buddy, that's going to be one of the ones that turns on you. And some of y'all are going to eat each other. That's not even a joke. It's coming. So, yeah. I turn all men, every one against his neighbor, is the gist of Zechariah 8:10. Zechariah 8:12. The heavens shall give their due. Yes, that's right. It says it in Scripture. Zechariah 8:12, the heavens shall give their due, directed energy weapon coming from the heavens. You're going to be seeing these lights. I've seen them for years. They've hit me in the eyes and in my face for years and years. Okay? Now people are going to start seeing them. They're going to go, maybe these crazy targets weren't lying, or they're not crazy after all. Well, most of them know that we're not crazy and we're not lying because they're part of it. Everyone else is in on it. We're True Woman and Truman in the Truman Show. Get me out of here, mister. Anyway, yeah. Directed energy weapon is in the Bible. From the heavens. Father is allowing it. The seed of the serpent will destroy each other. Satan eats his own first. Gobble, gobble. Anyway, it's really sad, actually. Zechariah 8:13. As ye were a curse among the heathen, which are the Satanists, the witches, the Freemasons, all the sellouts. Okay? We're a curse to them because when the light comes to the darkness flees from the light. The darkness hates the light. They like their demons. They like doing wicked. Okay? So to them, we're a curse. Let's see, Zechariah 8:14, speak ye truth to his neighbor, execute judgment of truth, and preach in your gates. And that is what Father is telling me a lot of us need to do. Speak for righteousness, call out the wicked, and execute judgment of truth and peace in your gates. Okay? And then Zechariah 9:13, and this is interesting. I flipped to this yesterday when I fold my Bible shut, and then I ask Father what he wants me to know for that day. And then I open it in faith, and wherever my eyes go to, that's what I read. And then I'm led to other scriptures as well. And so it was interesting after he showed me about the fire and the flood in Greece, and the name of the storm was Daniel. Then he showed me this, Zechariah 9:13. Against thy sons, O Greece, his arrows shall go forth as his lightning. And that's where the significance of over 7,000 lightning strikes in Greece yesterday. I don't know how they counted all those. I guess they have an AI machine. So Greek mythology is coming to pass. And hence Pegasus. I've been shown that I'm riding a Pegasus alongside of Yeshua in the final battle. And a lot of us get white horses. Mine happens to have wings, but some of y'all will have the same thing. And some of y'all have actually said you've seen your Pegasus as well, so it's pretty exciting. Zechariah 9:14. And the Lord shall blow his trumpet, and shall go with a whirlwind of the south, all right, which I'm in the south, a whirlwind, blow the trumpet. What's coming up? The Feast of Trumpets, and the whirlwind is coming. And we've got multiple storms out in the Pacific and the Atlantic, I think. I know definitely the Atlantic, and Father keeps showing me East Coast coming up. Hurricane Lee, I was also shown Luke 11:31. Again, I'm not going to read it, but it's having to do with the Queen of the South. The Queen of the South is a really wicked, evil, demonic spirit that dwells in the sea like Leviathan, and it's going to come out from the east, from the sea of the east. And I believe that that's causing a lot of these whirlwinds and storms like that. Yes, I know they do weather warfare as well, but it's like a mixture of a lot of different things. Okay. Let's see. Then Father also gave me yesterday, and ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, okay, which is Zechariah 14:5. And all the saints with thee. And as I read that, what was on my screen was I'm not even joking, y'all. My screen on my laptop, I had I had my Bible out, and I'm writing down what I was just given, and my laptop was open, and on it was a picture of combat boots. What are combat boots? You're in combat. You're at war. We're in a war. This is a spiritual war that is now manifested into the physical. Coming to a town near you. So that's the significance of combat boots, which Michael this last time was wearing combat boots when I saw him, which was only like 2 months ago. Maybe not even that long, maybe about a month and a half ago. Anyway, there's a picture of combat boots, and the name of the maker of the combat boots, I've never even heard of this, and I used to wear those things all the time. I never heard of this maker of combat boots. Like, you know how you have Adidas and all that kind for shoes? It's called All Saints. I'm not joking you. All Saints combat boots, as Father's showing me this. Zechariah 14:5, and ye shall flee to the valley of the mountains, all the saints with thee. Oh, and the combat boots, I kid you not, I was like, something else Father wants me to see. I zoomed in. They're made, it's leather, but they have pony hair on them. What the heck? I didn't even know they made such a thing. Pony hair on combat boots. What is that? Our Pegasus, our white horses. It's just amazing. And I have a finale for that as well. So remember about the Pegasus, the pony hair boots, combat boots, All Saints. Flee to the valley of the mountains. Then Father gave me this part for the heathen. Which one heathen followed me from New Orleans and parked outside my window and was harassing me for, I don't know, a month at the place I was. His bumper sticker said New Orleans on it. I'm not in Louisiana. I'm pretty far from there. Okay, New Orleans on it, and then it had F-U-C-K cancer. Okay, and that's my sign. And then the finale, it had 2 axes and it said heathens on board. Isn't that nice? So they're proud of who they are, y'all. We need to be proud of whose we are. We work for the Most High God. There is no job that's more important than that. Somebody asked me, funny enough, yesterday, who was it? Oh, it was the bus driver. Asked me something about, like when I got on, I was like, oh, I'm glad you came. This was on the way back from this was 2 days ago. Yeah, all the days are blending together. This was on the way back from the bank. The way there I walked, and then the way back I waited for the bus because it was so hot. It finally came after 2 times it missed, but it did come. And the lady said, oh, you're getting off work? And I said, oh, no, I don't work here. And she goes, of course, it's, you know, how they ask questions, UTIs, you know what I'm talking about. And she said, oh, where do you work? I said, I work everywhere. I work for the Most High God, the most important job you can have. And she, shut up. Anyway, we need to be proud of whose we are and who we work for. These Satanists and witches brag about their nastiness. They wear their gross shirts and their horrible tattoos and do their rituals and flaunt all their wickedness out in public. We need to be rebuking these demons, calling the wicked out, and shining our light and saying, Yeshua can save you. It's not too late, but you need to repent. And that is true, you witches and you Satanists and you Freemasons, oh my. No matter what you've done, even if you've done murder, if you truly believe and have faith that Jesus Christ came down here in the flesh, he hung on the cross, he was tortured, he was whipped, he was beaten, they mocked him, everyone abandoned him. He was made homeless. He was isolated. He was lied about. He was spit on. He was falsely accused by his friend. Sound familiar, targets? Chosen individuals, because that's what we are. And then he carried that cross with his flesh ripped out from all the whipping from his back. You know, they rip pieces of flesh out. This wasn't just a whip. A lot of y'all don't know this. This is horrible. This is what he did for us, y'all. For us. And we never mind, I'm not going to get into this. I didn't want to cry, but, when I was younger, I thought it was a whip, which is still horrible, right? No, this wasn't a Dave Chappelle. I'm not going to go into that skit either, but Kunta Kinte, your name is, you know what? Anyway, I'm not going to say it, but, a whip, that's bad enough, right? No, these whips back then had these metal, I don't know what they were made out of. I'm pretty sure it was metal or some really thick steel or something on the end of them with hooks, okay? Kind of like a fish hook, get it? Fisher of men. And when it would whip into his back, it would pull out strips of flesh. Yes, that happened. And he took lots and lots of beatings. I don't even know how many. I want to say 100. While everyone abandoned him. Remember, Peter denied him 3 times. Yeshua said, "You will, before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times." And he did. And everyone abandoned him and walked away. And they were too cowardly to say, "I stand with him." We don't want to be like that. We want to be proud of our Lord and Savior. So you need to stand up. Because I'm all out of bubble gum. I'm ready to kick ace. But, let's see. And we don't need guns. We don't need no water. Let the burn. We don't need guns. We have the Holy Spirit. We're going to blow back these wicked with our breath. Father, show me we're going to have fire come out of our hands. I've been seeing it, y'all. So anyway, Yeshua died for yours and my sins because I'm a sinner too. And on the 3rd day, he rose from off the cross and he went up. He ascended. Over 500 people saw him after he had changed into his spiritual form, including Mary. She was the first one that saw him when she went to where he had been buried, and they had rolled the stone in front so no one could say, look, he arose. And really they took him, and guards were guarding it. And when Mary went there, the stone was unturned and he was gone. And he chose her first. He chose a woman first to show her, it's me. She thought he was the gardener at first. It's just amazing. He's coming back. He's coming back in the clouds, but this time he's not going to be a lamb. He's going to be a lion. There will be nowhere for you wicked to hide. Yeshua is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and that's why it takes entire covens, corrupt cops, entire police departments come after me. Police departments, fire departments, military, FBI, CIA, DOD, DOJ, NASA, all kinds of witchcraft covens, satanic, I don't know what they're called, satanic groups. I guess they're like covens too. Freemason gangs, all against one woman. And all of y'all that are truly being persecuted for your belief in Yeshua and because Father has chosen you, our Father who art in heaven, let me clarify whose Father I work for. They have to encamp around us at all times. Our enemies encamp around us and seek to slay us. That's in Scripture. That shows who is the most powerful God. Because their God, little g, Lucy the lion loser, has to go to the Most High, my God, for permission to do anything. Okay? Y'all witches and Satanists and all workers of iniquity and gang-stalking, bumbling buffoons, y'all need to think about that. Why are all of y'all so obsessed with one person? Why? That shows the power of the Most High God. I should have been dead long ago. They were trying to kill me just 2 weeks ago. I mean, they try to kill me all the time, and I'm sure some of y'all too, but I had slipped up and fallen back into sin, so therefore Satan was given permission to torment and do things to me. But Father spared my life, just like he did with Job. Remember all the things that happened to Job, and his friends all turned on him? And his wife told him to just go ahead and kill himself? Nice wife, right? Wow. But he didn't. He didn't deny Father. Satan was allowed to take everything from Job except his life. And I believe that we, as the Most High's elect, whatever we call ourselves, the end time saints, the 144,000 angels on the front lines for Yeshua is what I like to call us. We've been spared. Our life has been spared. Everything else has been taken from us, just like Job. Remember what happens to Job in the end? He gets back double for his trouble. And Father showed me those that just stole my inheritance. And a lot of these people are wealthy. And I'm homeless, right? And I'm on foot. I don't drive. 55! They are going to have to return what they took double. Double. Everything's coming back to us double, y'all. And we will rule and reign in heaven. So that's just kind of interesting that Father's showing me about this. This is the sad part, though. Zechariah 14, 12, and 13. These are for those that don't repent and turn to Yeshua. And that's what I was saying is it's not too late for you witches and Satanists. If you truly feel remorse for what you're doing, you need to get out of it. If you're planning on doing rituals and sacrifices tonight, you better stop. If you're listening to this, the Most High God is calling you right now to repent. You might not have another day, another hour even. If he takes you out before you've repented and accepted Jesus Christ into your heart, you're done for. You go into the lake of fire. And if you still have your soul, you seek him with all your heart, and you'll know I'm telling you the truth. For the Most High God is not a man that he should lie. And his prophets and prophetesses, we don't lie. Okay? Zechariah 14, 12, and 13. Their eyes shall consume away in their holes. And how could that be? Because of the nukes. Okay? That's about to take place as well. And then today I was given 9-7, 9-7. Ephesians, that's weird. 9-7, today's the date, 9-7. I told y'all I'm pretty tired. I'm reading I was given 9-7, but no. On today, I'm just going to say the scripture if y'all can read it real quick. They're not long, but I'm trying to wrap this up. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to make it under one hour. Let's see if I can do it in less than 3 minutes. Ready? Go. Ephesians 6:10. Put on the whole armor of God. Please read that because you need to have your armor on. Ephesians 6:18. All the saints, it says. And the name of the combat boots were all saints with the pony hair. And then 1 Thessalonians 4:14. Wow, there's a 1:4:4. I just noticed that. 4:14 through 17. We which are alive and remain shall be caught up. He just showed me that. We're about to go up. And then Exodus 6:5 through 8. I will bring you out of bondage and bring you into the land that I have for you. And all those scriptures I was given today, and they all connect with what he's shown me. So for the final countdown, this happened yesterday. So I'm walking back from running some errands, and I look over and I'm like, what the heck? It was on a trash can. This was on a trash can right by where I was staying. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but I know what it is. Let's see if you can tell what this is in the second picture. What? What the heck? I had to take 3 pictures of it because it cracked me up. It's a horse saddle, y'all. Pegasus, our horse. Regulate us. Mount